Okay, good evening and welcome to the June 30th Almont Community School budget hearing. We'll call this meeting to order at 5:33 p.m. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Burrow, will you do roll call, please?
Absolutely. Mr. Burrow here. Mr. Eckert? Here. Mr. Burns? Absent. Ms. Avery? Here. Mr. Wade? Here. Mr. Rotarius? Absent. Ms. Smith?
Here.
5 members present.
Thank you, Mr. Burrow. Adoption of the agenda. Are there any additions?
No.
Deletion?
No.
Amendment?
No.
And that will bring us to the meeting.
Yes, and the preparation and legal aspects of the budget are all folded in the presentation and the resolutions. So I am going to turn this over to Kathy Merrifield, our Administrator of Finance.
Okay, we're gonna, this presentation is on the fiscal year 25-26 amended budget proposal and the fiscal year 26-27 proposed budget. I wanted to display our historical fund balance to see our growth over the last 10 years. Our budget goals, we believe they are a numeric expression of our vision and priorities. And those include sustainability, retention, finding our district sweet spot, attrition management, and identifying challenges and impact or stress on the budget. Regarding finding our district sweet spot, that pertains to teacher to student ratio, maintaining a healthy cash flow so there is no state aid, no borrowing, maintaining a healthy fund balance, etc. Attrition management includes a workforce balance, matching enrollment to staffing, and identifying our challenges, which seem to be at the present time increased mental health needs, special education, discipline, substitute staff, etc. In creating the budget proposals, we like to build on 5 budget pillars, which include foundation allowance, pupil count enrollment, student enrollment, wage and wage increases, state retirement contributions, and our medical insurance increase. We used for foundation allowance an assumption for fiscal year 27, an increase of $250 per pupil to a total of $10,300. For the pupil count, we are not estimating any change. We're using the same amount. And just to notify the board that there is talk in the future of the state using a 3-year blend for estimating or for being paid on student membership. Wage increases are proposed as contracts are negotiated as of June 16th. And the AEA includes step per contract language. State retirement contributions, the MIPSR's cap went down slightly to 27.51%, as last year it was 29.91%. The UAAL went down slightly to 13.51%, which last year was 15.02%. However, our medical insurance increased. We pay per PA 152 hard cap, a 5% increase. Fiscal year budget overview of assumptions. We are assuming that our non-homestead millage will pass, which expires December 31st, 2026. And that generates for us approximately $1.7 million that goes towards that per pupil foundation. So it is part of that per pupil foundation that we receive. If the board chooses to propose a sinking fund, that proposal, if it passes, will take the stress off maintenance and or our technology budget. The other budget assumptions are increased utilities, We use 25% water and sewer, 7% waste and trash, 10% general liability insurance, and 15% heating cost increase. For our contract services, we do have contractual increases per year, and those contracts include custodial, HVAC maintenance, transportation, grounds maintenance, etc. We did, however, use a conservative revenue estimate as per enrollment blend and our per pupil allowance. This is a snapshot of our fund balance as of June 30th, which I like to remind everyone all the time that everything changes almost daily, and they sure do fluctuate. The good news is there's talk that the governor might sign the budget July 2nd, but we'll just have to wait and see. It'll be better than October 7th that it was last year. Our 24-25 actual June audited financial gave us a fund balance as percentage over revenues of 15.35%. Our proposed fiscal year 26 budget amendment is coming in at 14.53%. And our proposed fiscal year 27 budget lands us at 14.70%. More about our 26-27 budget general assumptions. Our state aid membership blend, we are not estimating a significant change, so we left it at no change. We have our fall and our spring certified enrollment numbers. And again, a lot of us are looking forward to that possible 3-year blend. Our foundation allowance, our actual for fiscal year 25-26 was at $10,050, and this fiscal year 26-27, the estimate that we use is $10,300. And the revenue funding assumptions are from all three governing governor, House, and Senate are in agreement on that. More budget general assumptions used, other cost increases such as substitution for staff, our health cap, utilities cost, and inflation. Our property and casualty, again, our insurance increased by 10%. It went from $137,000 a year to $150,000 a year. And then for revenue, we added a 4% increase in operating property tax collection. Our wage assumptions used as per contract agreements as negotiated. We included a technology investment of $178,500 and a much needed Wi-Fi refresh of $82,000. We did estimate average 5% increases for eligible teachers and staff. I'd like to remind everyone that the budget includes estimates and projections. Actual results will vary. On the revenue side of the budget proposal, we can see a kind of flat line here. Our enrollment with future projection is based on kindergartens coming in and our seniors going out. We like to think of keeping our kindergartners as they enter our district. Our revenue sources are as follows. 87% of our revenue is from the state, and 10% from local. And as you can see, our federal revenue sources are decreasing now that the COVID era is over. More on revenue. Our revenue for our fiscal year 24-25 actual audited was $18,360,327. We are proposing an amended budget of $19,391,803. And for fiscal year 27, we are estimating $19,686,628. For the expense side of the budget, we wanted to reflect that 61% of our expense allocation is in instruction, 38% is in support. And just a glimpse at our historical 3-year expenditure comparison. with instruction closely remaining the same at a negative 0.27%, support increase of 3.41%, and then community services down a little bit by 10%, outgoing transfers and other 18%, for a total of 1.11%. So that just kind of shows you that we're kind of staying on trend. So if anyone has any questions, I can do my best to answer them.
Sorry, if you go back to your revenue slide. Oh, one more. I was looking at the spreadsheet. How does, we projected out to 26 and 27. The year-over-year increases in revenue, how does that look in terms of like a line graph or something like that? I'm trying to see if there's a trend there, if we're constant, if it's increasing.
Yeah, a lot of it is based on the changes in enrollment and then the changes in our per pupil foundation. So even though enrollment is slightly going down, the per pupil foundation is increasing, and it's kind of looking steady. And almost every district in the state is experiencing the exact same thing. Declining enrollment, declining birth rates. So I think the state, maybe they kind of are making up for that, so that we can continue our business here and educate the children. And
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Any questions or comments from the public? Mr. Bowen?
Just a couple, just questions and just a comment too. Going through the budget, it just seemed odd to me that if you look at primary, for example, that in basic program, it's only going up like $50,000 in cost, but yet wages have gone up and things, insurance and so on and so forth. This seems like, unless last year was way high, I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems odd that they're not making any staffing changes from what I've heard or the primary, but yet it's not going up very much. It seems like it should go up because of wages, things like that. The other one is down in the executive administration, it's actually going down. That's the lowest it's been since 23. It just seems odd that, the superintendent salaries are continuing to rise, but yet our budget here is going down. And then the big one that I noticed is in the high school, over $100,000 less in school administration. I really haven't heard of any cuts in high school administration. So I'm just curious of why didn't that go down $100,000? That's going way back 3 years. And then the last one is transportation. It just seems odd that everything's staying the same. That I'm sure, unless you got a pair and open your contract, that will be, and I don't know if that's why it is, because this seems to stay the same. It seems like it just goes with all the contract. And then just one real quick question is the information management services, is that where Chromebooks are? And also the internet, is that what that is?
Yes, it is.
it just seems to me that there's some of those, line items that this is our, it's not, we don't have that up. So this is the time. Yeah, but the question, one question I did have, high school, how can you see that?
Would anybody else in the audience like to be recognized?
The question, should I be able to get an answer? This is a public hearing, not a question and comment. This is a public hearing. So I should be able to get an answer to that.
Kathy, do you want to address someone when you said that?
Sure. For high school administration, we had a number of staff take cash in lieu of health insurance. So that significantly reduced the cost for high school administration.
For next year versus this year?
We're estimating what we know based off today. So, and then also, let's see, we do have some split salaries that aren't all in high school as where they used to be. We have several people in different departments. For our athletic director, for example, he's not all paid out of high school. He's, paid out of athletics as well. And we have several people that are split in that category. They don't just work for the high school, but they work for other.
This will change from this year to next year.
Let's see, what other, for elementary, we had increases in our title funding. So that alleviates some of the general fund cost for elementary, because we're able to utilize those title funds now for some of the students, for some of the needs.
Doesn't that come in and go out?
Yes.
Increase revenue and increase.
But it offsets what we used to spend in elementary costs. Let's see, what else?
My one big question is the $31 lawsuit that we just settled. Does that create anything with the, the board opted not to accept that, but now that the lawsuit's been settled, that's in court, are you going to be accepting that money for the safety part of it, or are you going to continue to?
That's up for discussion.
I would recommend new superintendent coming in with the Board of Education to review that update.
Good, Mr. Bowman?
Pardon?
Good?
Good.
I can answer the transportation expense going up. Is we have several buses now with special ed children, and it is required that attendance be on those buses as well. So that's a very much added cost, and we're under contract. I believe it's 3.5% increase each year, and they are increasing their fuel surcharge on the buses at the moment.
But it actually went down for this next year. That's what I would expect to see, that 3.5% increase plus every other increases in it, but it actually went down.
Because we're in a consortium for special education and we're reimbursed by the consortium for those special ed costs.
Which again, doesn't reduce the one in, one out.
Well, everything is booked in transportation, and then it's offset by funds we get for the transportation for special education. So yes, right. That's how we treat it is. Excuse me?
I said, we'll have to see what the auditors do, because normally they do any grants for consortium one or anything else, it's income. and then the expenses are go up equal to that, and they don't reduce the expenses by what they need. Thank you.
Sorry, moving discussion by the board?
Mr. Smith,
Mr. Burrow.
I move the Board of Education at a special meeting June 30th, 5:30.
To talk after the public.
But not for that. You can- you can talk about it. Sorry, Mr. Burrow.
Okay. Mr. Smith,
Mr. Burrow.
I move the Board of Education and the special meeting June 30th at 5:30, meeting at 5:54 PM.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.